Hello YouTube peeps, my name's John, welcome to my channel and welcome to the carbon fibre chassis kit for this car. This is something that we've been wanting for a while, let's be honest peeps, is it not? They did bring it out for the 104001, I believe, if that's the name. So many WO Toys numbers in my head. But it's been a while for this one to actually arrive. Been talking about it for a very long time, in fact. And I think that the reason for that is due to the angle here. They've been trying to find a solution for it. And I think what they've decided to do is this is a little stopper that goes in the front. They've decided to use that in theory to, there we go, to help, no, let's do it that way. There we go, ladies and gents. That way to enable the diff casing to be at a slight angle. But then how do you get your bumper in? If you've got one at the front and one at the rear, how's your bumpers going to go in? Mind you, saying that, there's not really much of a bumper on the 144001, is there? Let's be honest. So maybe that's not going to be an issue at all. Now, let me just quickly weigh these to give you some idea of the savings, because those that are doing speed runs, for example, I know you guys want to know what the savings are. Now, these are quite heavy. That's heavy on the grand scale of things, I promise. Okay, anyway, right, so we're set at 0 grams at the moment. 147 grams, which is 0.5.2 pounds and ounces. What the hell? You can tell it's been a long time since I've been working on pounds and ounces, can't you? Anyway, right, let's get on to the normal one. That's right, carbon fibre. So 148. 148. And then we have the same thing here. 72. It's quite a saving, isn't it? I'm just going to quickly do it over here just to make sure that it's accurate. 152 and 76. So it definitely is accurate. So that's very good to see. Now, a little tip for all of you out there that's a little bit scared of doing this. You are going to need some type of an electric drill, because where the motor mounts are, they're very difficult to get out. You can heat it up with a soldering iron. If you hold the tip of the soldering iron on the actual screw itself, that will help it get off. But if you make sure that you've got a nice strong drill bit that I have, and then you push down hard, and then they do come off. If it starts to slip, don't continue. You're just going to chew the screw up. So make sure you do that on all the screws to make sure they're going to come off. Now I'm going to try to do this as quickly and simply as possible by doing it rather than taking everything off. I'm going to attempt to just undo all the screws here and just lift that off. May work, may not, let's see. So let's get that out of the way for now. So to start with, we're going to take the front diff off here. Then we have the two steering columns here, there, which is these two screws here. You have to hold a screwdriver on the other side. I suspect that that's not going to come off, and the one at the top is going to come off instead, which is going to be a right pain, because I'm going to have to take the whole top off after all, but let's see. Yes, as you can see, it's the top part coming off, but that is a problem because we've got to undo the top shelf after all, which is very annoying. But there you go, you can't have everything your own way, can you? I'm going to leave the servo in there for now, and we will do the rear. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the rear diff casing. Right, now we should do that one and that one, because that's the motor mount. Yes, so that's that one and that one there for the motor mount. These are important. Keep these to one side because they are different sizes to the rest. Motor mount in the center. And then these two here by the side. There. So we have everything except for the steering now. So it's starting to fall off, but don't worry about it. I will show you all how to put it back again. There we go. So upside down, lift it up, and you've got obviously the servo still attached and the steering arm here. That can just come off for the second, so pop that off. There we go. And this is the servo here. Take those two off. It looks very nerve-wracking, but don't worry, as I said, I will show you all how it goes back together. I need to keep those two because that's for the servo. I will put them to the left, and there we go. So before we get on with this, I'm going to put that to one side, and we will, oh, Norwegian soil. We will get that's the front bumper that came off. So I need to match these up. Needs to go that way because obviously the screw holes are like that. That's not correct. That's correct. Yes, look at that. Okay, so now we will take off that line there. 1, 2, 3 screws. Mount that straight on. Just work through it systematically. It's pointless getting all stressed about it. Strange, isn't it? Because that's not at an angle now. You see how much of a compromise there is there. But we will just follow it as they have intended. I wonder if the shell is going to go over the top of it now. Again, the 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Then we have the 2 columns here, and as you can see, one of the bearings is still there. Keep an eye on those, they are important. Now we have to get this off. Wrong one. Duh! That was for the battery mount there. I thought that was turning too easily. There's also a bearing on that one there, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to grip with all of my might and hope that this will come off. Yes, that was very, very good. So that was that one. Yes. Feed it in slowly, and as you can see, it's turning quite nicely. I am going to hold it again and tighten it up. that one. Lovely. These don't tend to come out so easily, so if you are having problems, again, just heat up the screw the best you can. I have proven that even a hairdryer does help, but if you have a soldering iron or a heat gun, then use that as well. Right, they are now in, remembering that both of those washers bearings still have to be there. And then I'm not going to bother with that, we can put that in at any point. So that is that there new. This one here is the lower part of, I put it around that way. You can see that's the lower part of the gearing system. So that was the engine screws, so these are the screws to that there. So I think we will put that on now. You can obviously use thread lock on whatever ones you feel need it. I probably will go back along afterwards and do thread lock on the various places, but I can't do that now, it's just the video will be far too long. So now I'm going to put that to one side for now, because we do have to swap out these brackets here. That one looks a little bit bent. Okay. Right, so first we have to match up the bracket. So which one is it? Nope. Is it that one? Nope. Must be that one. Yes. Okay, so put them to one side now so I don't get it mixed up. And we need to take off 2 screws. Just try and hold it in position for now. That's the little thing here that I was talking about. I assume that that's what that was for. Do the holes line up? Yes, they do. So they want it sat like that. Interesting way to do it. Oh, actually, oh, that is interesting. Look, you can still get your bumper in. Smart cookies, aren't they? My apologies, because that is a really, really good solution. So hold here. And take it out, like so, the 2 screws, and keep the screws safe. Move that across there for now. Now, once you take this off, these pins will be free. Try and keep them in position, or else all your suspension and everything will fall out, okay? So you've got these 2 here. These have to come out. So just push through like so. Keep an eye on whether they're on the inside or the outside. Mine are up sort of on the inside at the minute. That was easy, wasn't it? As you can see, you've got 2 different positions they can be in. That one or that one, which changes the rear toe. So put them in and push them through. Tight fit, but that's what we want. There we go. Nice. Now, hold these 2 bits like that. Put the 2 pins in those holes again. That's these holes there. 1, 2. And then your 2 screws back in If it all falls apart, it's not the end of the world. You can put everything back together relatively easily, and I will show you that in just a second. Look at that. That's very nice. So, if all of this falls off, which you could potentially do, all you do is take this bar here, tie rod, pop it off, and then you can get that back in position, because that will definitely fall out when you're doing this replacement. If one of those pins pop off, that is. If you're able to hold it sort of in position, then that should not happen. So that's that one done and out the way. Now we need to get, if you see in here, we have 2 screws need to come off. Alright. And by the looks of it, it's this one here. They match up quite well, don't they? So again, I'm going to try holding it all in position. 1, 2. Ooh. Take that off. You see there is a bit of a bend to it, but it's alright. Just seeing if there's an up and down on these, but I suppose you could say that they are slightly up. That one's more central. Anyway, push these through again. If you find this video useful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hitting the like button helps the algorithm and lets YouTube know that it's a good video, and hitting that subscribe button gets my wife off my back, because she's saying that I need to stop if the subscriber count doesn't go up dramatically, because, well, excuse me. There we go. Push it. Come on. Why are you not going in? No! See what I mean when it happens? I remember when I first started this channel, when something like that happened while I was doing a video, it was like a nightmare. Oh my god, how am I going to do it? Right, let's see if we can do it with this. There we go. Nice. Of course, make sure that they are both the correct way. Don't do one side and one the other. So that can go to one side, and see how the 2 drive shafts are still just in. I'm going to try and keep that there. Then the other side comes off. Of course it does. So again, drive shaft, make sure it's in down by the wheel here. Push it in, get your pin. Push it in, and then usually the other side pops out again, so let's try not to let that happen. A little bit finicky, but it's not the worst thing on the planet. So, in they go, and down like so. Just hold it like that. Hopefully the magnet will hold this. Yes. There we go. Nice. Now, front. That looks like it is that one. So, 2 screws here, 1 and 2 need to come out. Same principle, these pop out. Always something that happens, isn't there? That was easy, a little bit too easy, and that one there. Nice. Done that the wrong way around. Can't remember if it's up or down. Oh well. There we go. No, that is the right way, because as you can see, those fit into the slot. So that can be tightened up now. And then, last but definitely not least, it is this one, which would be the front one, like so. So again, 2 screws. Come on. Excellente. And then the slit goes at the top on this one, because that's where the bumper goes. I'll do the shock towers at the end, because that can be done right at the end. So now everything is in position. When you put this back together, like now, you need to make sure that these two here are obviously feeding into these two here. This one is on this side, so that's why that bearing will fit into that there and that on that side. So you don't have to push them thoroughly all the way in, but just make sure that they are fed in to some degree. Nice. Right, now we have these blocks. So it will be, see, you got the flat and the angled side. Let's bring it up so you can see flat and the angled side. The flat is a bit that touches the chassis, like so. Actually, let's get that out of the way for a second and let's find the 2 holes here for nice. So that's in, and then go. What's going on here? Oops. Come on. I just want to get these roughly in position because then I can turn it over and make sure everything else is lined up. See how that is now. Obviously these are going to have to come back out when you're putting the bumper in. But in the rear it's going to be that spacer there. Come on. There we go. That block had just twisted slightly, so I suspect these two screws are going to have to be replaced because they're a little bit too short, but we'll see afterwards, won't we? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Right, let's do the front now so that that's done. One, two, three, four. I remember where all the screws go because I start at one side and sort of do them along to the rear. Not going to tighten them all the way up because we obviously have to put that block in the front as well. Again, same thing. Oh, so sorry. So it goes like that. Where's the front bumper? Bumper? Going mad, Russ. Just going to undo that one a little bit. See how that block has fallen down? I just need to get that in the middle. And I think the bumper will help that happen. Yes, the bumper is actually helping to keep that block from sort of floating up in the air, so those definitely have to be replaced. This first problem that I think is going to be quite a noticeable problem. There's now a big lip there. The whole point of... Why is this not focusing? There we go. The whole point of that front bumper is to ensure that you sort of glide over things. I can't see how that can be done any other way, unfortunately. I will check afterwards, but unless I use really, really long screws, I don't have anything, unfortunately, and as you can see the thread is completely different, but I don't know what to do about that. Okay, let's just continue as is, and then I'll see if there's a solution after the fact, because that would worry me driving that like that, because you're going to hit all stones and whatnot, aren't you? I thought that potentially the bumper could go in between that block and the chassis, but then of course it's going to make the differential be up even further, which is... Oh, I popped out. Okay, right, now we need to do the engine or the motor mounts, and they are pretty well lined up actually. That was handy. You can see how that casing that's in position, everything actually now looks like it's in position. We'll do the steering in a moment. So nice. And so, steering. We should put this back in. See how you've got the little plastic dot that will fit through. No, not there. There and there. And then we have the two servo screws here. Oops. Stop pulling that out, don't I? Cool. This little arm here fits back onto the servo arm there, like, oops. So, and then we have the two top screws for the steering columns. One. Just noticed that I haven't done one thing, which is this one, but I'm not really that fussed about that. You can see where it goes. Actually, let's do it. Somebody's going to want to do it, aren't they? It's the whole point of having the kit, let's be honest. So, be aware that there are two little bushings in there that you have to keep safe, 1 and 2. So for this, you just hold on to it, turn it upside down, then when you drag it out, the bushes remain in position. So you just turn it upside down, they fall out. Come on. So, I've forgotten which direction that goes in again. This happens more often than I can count, I'll be honest with you. Is it that way? No, that way. So. Trying to slide it back in without losing that bushings. Is that the right way or the wrong way? I've done it the wrong way, haven't I? 50% chance to get it right, ladies and gents. I've done it the wrong way. The reason being that it would hit that if it's not the correct way. It goes like that, so it doesn't hit that edge. So bear with me. I used to know everything about this car, but been working on so many other cars, it all becomes a bit of a blur. Yes. No. No. Right, you go there. Nice. Oh, nice. That was a lot harder than what it needed to be, wasn't it? I just have to put that drive shaft back in, but I need to do these anyway. Right. So, nut and bolt, that just needs to come off for the moment, and take off the shock. Excellent. Now, this tie rod on both sides needs to come off. And obviously the dog bone drive shaft, CVD, whatever you want to call it, pops out as well. So now we have 4 screws that need to come out. Let me point them to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that whole unit comes off. Just put the car to one side, as we need to swap ball joints and the whatnot. Are they all the same size? Yes, they are. So, match them up like so. Get your Allen key in that. And again, this just needs to come off. Take note of where it is, what location it is, and in this case it is on the lower one. So we will put it onto the lower one. Same the other side. Can't remember which way it went now, but I assume like so. So undo one, leave one attached so that you can remember where everything goes. Goes on the outer one. Then back in position. Nice. So, drive shaft, dog bone, CVD needs to be put back into the differential, like so. and then push the tie rod back on there. And then the front shocks back on. Now onto the rear. Rear wing needs to come off first, or spoiler. So 2 screws here. And then actually on the spoiler you see in there's 2 as well. Keep the 2 screws that actually go all the way through the differential casing to one side, because that's what will be holding the shock tower in position. But you can actually grab the shock tower and mount, where are we, the top holes of the rear wing straight away. Ooh. Just a way of just keeping up, track of screws and whatnot. Nice. RC cars look so weird without their rear spoilers, don't they? Now, these have to come off like at the front. And 2 tie rods, left and right. Remembering to put that one back in afterwards. It's nice to be back in, actually, because I've been doing a lot of videos outside with reviews and whatnot, and it's been ages since I've recorded inside, and I do miss it. There is something about tinkering with RC cars, isn't there? And then you've got the 2 lower screws on both sides that need to come off. Take it off, put that to one side. Ball joints first. Again, just keep an eye for where the ball joint is, and on this occasion the ball joint is in the middle, the third, as you can tell. I'm just so not with it today. I hope this is right. What? Is that what I heard fall down? No. Yes, I was just checking again, okay? The temperature's really taking control, taking hold of me. I'm sweating everything. See, third one, or middle one. Nice. The nut. This one, as you can see, is on the upper one, so we will put it back on the upper one. See, that it's got lighter in here for some reason. Actually, and the sun's outside, so the exposure on that's gone up. But I'd rather have it too light than too dark, I'm afraid. Too dark and you'll not be able to see what's going on. So, right, there we go. So, car back. And we will put the two lower ones back in again. I'm going to get rid of that just for a sec. Straight into here. Oops. Like so. That one in. Beautiful. And then these are for the rear wing spoiler. All the way in there, I hope you can see. Nice. Looks awkward. It's because it is. But it was just so I could put the screwdriver in my right hand. Nice. There we go. So, we need the draft shaft, Doggebun. Come on, in you go. There we go. And then the tie rod needs to be clipped on. And again, way to go. There we go. And then shocks at the rear. Caramel. That does look nice, doesn't it? I gotta be honest with you. Oh yeah! I've obviously got to put that little one in the back as well, but actually I need that there or else it'll go driving off again, won't it? So power on. Power on. I do have to do the battery bits in, but that's just literally the 4 screws and just move it over. Ladies and gents, it's that simple. I know it was longer than most of my videos, but it's well worth doing. I mean, yeah, not a lot of flex there, is it? And oh, I do like it. Oh, I think that's well worth the effort. I am going to do a video of me probably driving it around the skate park or something similar just to see how well it handles. But for now, because the video is so long, I'm going to have to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. Check out this video here. Remember to hit that like button. It does help. It helps a lot. And hit that subscribe button as well. That's really going to help me out. Trust me. Helps if I could speak, obviously. Catch you next time. Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.